subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Help promote and rank up my channel. As you can see, we're back to review Obi Wan Kenobi episode 4. And
I can't watch anymore.
first, if you're not familiar with my channel, I talk entertainment and movie news, do TV show reviews, movie reviews. You should check out a channel trailer right there. When Jurassic Park Dominion drops in a few days, I'll be having a review of that. I've been following Obi Wan. Ewan McGregor is awesome as Obi Wan. This is one of my favorite Star Wars characters, but this show is completely ridiculous and does not do Star Wars or anything any justice. As Disney just takes these characters, they use them to get people to watch it, and they abuse these characters to prop up new ones. That's how Disney has handled the Star Wars franchise so far. And I thought, this would be a no-brainer. At the least, Obi-Wan would be incredibly entertaining, but this show is a mess in the continuity department. They play fast and loose with it. It's very reckless. This will be a spoiler review, and there's really not much to say about this episode. After episode 3, Obi-Wan. There are some actual little cool things in here. For the first time, I can say it's awesome to see Obi-Wan not being a complete coward, because that did not seem like Obi-Wan at all. I know people go on about the whole, he's got post-traumatic stress disorder, but come on, man, give me a break. As much as this guy's been through, as much as this guy's seen, it's good that the events of that are going to make him completely useless, and he's going to contradict himself that telling a Jedi that Jedi are over, go bury your lightsaber in the sand, and then turn right around and tell Uncle Owen we need to train Luke. Ridiculous. And the show, let's just highlight all the cool things. Obi-Wan taking out stormtroopers, and I did laugh at the breakneck scenes. There are a couple breakneck scenes in there, and I just found them amusing. But it's cool to see Obi-Wan swinging his lightsaber again, taking down some stormtroopers. That him trying to hold glass from caving in and flooding this place with water, and then seeing all these dead stormtroopers just floating in this water. Those were some cool, neat things, but other than that, nothing. Well, I will say it was kind of neat the way they did the back-to-tank thing, because Darth Vader, of course, is in his back-to-tank, and you put Obi-Wan in a back-to-tank because he was burned. I thought that was pretty, the resemblance that was well done, but just showing us flashback scenes to what just happened in the last episode, like we wouldn't know that. Like we'd start watching episode 4 right here and not watch any of the other. Well, I wouldn't blame you if you just want to skip over those other 3, but still, you wouldn't know what's really going on, even with those flashback scenes that they're showing us for some reason that just happened in the previous episode. Back to the point. Obi-Wan, he's on a ship now because he got injured, he got burned, not really that much, just kind of singed by flames that he was drug into by Darth Vader, and he gets put in a back-to-tank because of it. And then you start seeing, Darth Vader's in his back-to-tank right now, and maybe they're seeing each other. I don't know if it's just him having flashbacks, or they're both thinking about the same thing at the same time, or there's some kind of psychic force link there. But the entire setup of this episode is just based off poor writing, because we're supposed to be okay with Tala abandoning a child Leia, to rescue a Jedi Master. We're supposed to accept that Reba with no explanation, was able to get ahead of Leia in the Underground Railroad without running into Tala, and she killed the pilot rather than capture and interrogate him. No, instead, in this episode, she chooses to interrogate Leia. The pilot. Maybe you had to kill him because he fought and tried to kill you, but you have force powers. There's no reason you couldn't keep him alive. Did that brain thing on his head like he did to that guy in episode 2. That Was there no flight log or evidence to suggest where he's taking fugitives? It never really showed his ship. There's just so much not addressed. Like, why Darth Vader? It's not even brought up here that Tala left Leia behind, and it's her fault that Leia is. At least I didn't pick up on that. But Leia's been kidnapped. She's been taken to an Imperial base to be interrogated by Reba, in which Reba just does not come off intimidating at all. It's a pretty bad scene, and I don't know what to say. It's kind of similar to A New Hope when she can't get it out of her because she can't force it out of her because she can't do the brain thing on her since Leia's force sensitive and she's got that natural resistance. So they go to interrogate, and nobody can sense that Leia's force sensitive. They go to interrogate her, and she's never really scared of the villain. She's scared of the table she's put on. It's just a bad episode because it's not even addressed why Vader let Obi Wan go when there's some fire in front of him that they could have put out, or that the stormtroopers could have shot through, or that he could have dragged Obi-Wan back through, and that droid that carried Obi-Wan, the very slow droid that carried Obi-Wan to safety, is just gone. That we start off with Obi-Wan being taken on a ship. Somehow there's no like Star Destroyers or whatever patrolling the planet, asking people for their identification when they're trying to leave the planet or whatever. Somehow they got away scot-free, and then they devise this plan to go sneak into the Imperial base. They don't give... Tala has no business being at this base, but she infiltrates it in an Imperial uniform, even though this officer doesn't belong at that base, even though later in the episode another officer with a higher rank, you can clearly see, comes in there and tells Reba that you need to be seen now. Couldn't page her or anything. There's no intercom or anything. You had to go directly to her and tell her that you need to be seen now. So Tala is risking her neck meeting with Reba person to person, and the stuff she's telling her, like, you couldn't have just told somebody else that from somewhere else. So it's just, there's just too much ridiculousness in this show where all these simple logical things get looked over, and it's baffling. It is baffling. We do get to see Vader in here again, pretty pissed off, and oddly not matching up with how he reacted to Reba previously. He acted like he was going to promote her, and here, I'm sick of your weakness. When she hasn't shown him any, really, and he was just like satisfied with her performance. But now he's sick of her weakness because she's the one that would not that let Obi-Wan go. That's what he's acting like here. There's really not much to say. Another Leia's kidnapped episode. Obi-Wan rescues her. He actually does something this time. He infiltrates this Imperial base, and there's this strange room with bodies, I guess, dead bodies in suspended animation, or dead Jedis in suspended. There's some... At least one of the characters are recognized there. One of the Jedis, but mostly this room's just weird and off-putting. They keep these dead Jedi bodies on ice or something as trophies. Strange. Maybe it has something to do with cloning. I don't know. Terrible episode though. Better than the last ones, but not by much. I haven't enjoyed this show. I'm gonna finish out the season. I know they're talking about reports of a season 2, but I just can't do it. Not with this writing. As sad as that is to say, not with this writing. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the episode. Did you think it was better than the last ones? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think that they're just screwing up continuity? Because you've got Leia in here mention Obi Wan by name, by Obi Wan in A New Hope. I feel like this show's leading to a retcon of the original trilogy, because it feels like they're retconning history right here. Maybe that's what this is, a gateway vehicle to an original trilogy reboot. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stay awesome. Rock on.